Chapter 4 Binding Theory Introduction. Felicia wrote a fine paper on Zapotec. There are some noun phrases that get their meaning from the context and discourse around them. Felicia wrote a fine paper on Zapotec. The meaning of the word Felicia comes from the situation in which the sentence is uttered. Felicia wrote a fine paper on Zapotec. The speaker is assuming that you know Felicia, who Felicia is, and that there is somebody called Felicia who is contextually relevant. Although you may not have already known that she wrote a paper on Zapotec. This sentence informs you that there is some paper in the world that Felicia wrote. It's about Zapotec. It presupposes that there is a paper in the real world and that this paper is the meaning of the phrase, a fine paper on Zapotec. Both a fine paper on Zapotec and Felicia get their meaning by referring to the objects in the world. This kind of expression is called referring expression or R expression. Zapotec is a language spoken in southern Mexico. The world over here refers to the truth. The world being referred to is the actual world or some fictional, imaginary world created by the speaker and hearer. So our expression is defined as a noun phrase that gets its meaning by referring to an entity in the world. The vast majority of noun phrases are our expressions. But it is by no means the case that all the noun phrases are our expressions. Here, Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. This Heidi bopped herself on the head, bopped herself. Now, here, herself, Heidi is an R expression and gets its meaning from the context. But herself must refer back to Heidi. It cannot refer back to Arthur, Miriam, or Andrea. Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Here, herself must get its meaning from a previous word in the sentence, in this case, Heidi. So, this kind of noun phrase, one that obligatorily gets its meaning from another noun phrase in the sentence, is called an anaphor. Anaphor is defined as a noun phrase that obligatorily gets its meaning from another noun phrase in the sentence. Typical anaphors are himself, herself, themselves, myself, yourself, and each other. So, types of anaphors. Two different kinds of anaphors. Reflexive pronouns like herself, himself, and themselves. Now, the second is reciprocals and includes words like each other. For our purposes, we'll just treat this group like a single class, although there are differences between the distribution of reflexives and reciprocals. These are noun phrases that can optionally get their meaning from another noun phrase in the sentence, but may optionally also get it from somewhere else, including context or previous sentence in the discourse. These noun phrases are called pronouns. Art said that he played basketball. Here, he is the pronoun. The word he can optionally refer to Art. The sentence can mean Art said that Art played basketball. It can also refer to someone else. Art said that Noam played basketball. Typical pronouns include he, she, it, I, you, me, we, him, her, them, his, her, their, one. A definition of pronoun: a noun phrase that may but not need, that may get its meaning from another word in the sentence. So it turns out that these different semantic types of noun phrases can only appear in certain syntactic positions. These are defined using structural relations we developed in the last chapters. Anaphors are expressions, and pronouns can only appear in specific parts of the sentence. For example, an anaphor may not appear in the subject position of sentence. The following sentence is incorrect. Herself bopped Heidi on the head with a zucchini. So the theory of the syntactic restrictions on where these different noun phrase types can appear in the sentence is called binding theory. The notions of coindex and antecedent. We are going to start with the distribution of anaphors. First, we need some terminology to set out the facts. A noun phrase that gives its meaning to an anaphor or pronoun is called antecedent. Antecedent is defined as a noun phrase that gives its meaning to a pronoun or anaphor. Sentence: Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. The noun phrase Heidi is the source of the meaning for the anaphor herself. So Heidi is called the antecedent. We use a special mechanism to indicate that two noun phrases refer to the same entity. If the noun phrases refer to the same entity, then they get the same letter. If they refer to different entities, they get different letters. Usually, we start with the letter I as a matter of tradition and work our way down the alphabet. These subscript letters are called indices or indexes, singular index. Remember, if the noun phrases refer to the same entity, then they get the same letter. If they refer to different entities, they get different letters. Now, first sentence: Colin gave Andrea a basketball. Now, Colin and Andrea are different people. Art said that he played basketball in the dark. Now, here he refers to some other entity, say Noam. Okay. Next sentence: Art said that he played basketball in the dark. Now, he refers back to Art here. The Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Here herself refers back to Heidi. So Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. In 10a, all the noun phrases refer to different entities in the world, so they get different indexes. Colin gave Andrea a basketball. Colin gets I, Andrea J. Basketball K. Second, the same is true for 10b, that is, Art said that he played basketball in the dark. Art gets I, he, J, basketball, K, the dark, L. He is not Art. Art said that he played basketball. So the pronoun he and Art have different indexes. Art gets I, he gets J. Sentence 10c, by contrast, Art said that he played basketball. Here, he and Art refer to the same person. In this sentence, Art is the antecedent of the pronoun he. So they have the same index. Art gets I, he gets I. Art said that he played basketball. Finally, in 10d, the anaphor herself, by definition, refers back to Heidi. So they get the same index again. Heidi bopped herself on the head. Heidi gets I, herself gets I. So two noun phrases get the same index if they are said to be co-indexed. Two noun phrases that get the same index are said to be co-indexed. Noun phrases that are co-indexed with each other are said to co-refer. That is, refer to the same entity in the word. Co-indexed is defined as two noun phrases are said to be co-indexed if they have the same index. Binding. The notions of co-indexation, co-reference, and antecedents are actually quite general ones. They hold no matter what the structural position and noun phrase is in the sentence. It turns out, however, that the relations between an antecedent and a pronoun or anaphor must bear particular structural relations. Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Here herself and Heidi get the same index, I. Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Heidi's mother is assigned J. Heidi is assigned I. Herself is assigned J again, so it's correct. Sentence, Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Here Heidi gets 1, that is I. Heidi's mother bopped herself. So here herself also is assigned I index, which is incorrect because Heidi's mother should refer to herself. The following sentences show that while the word herself can refer to the whole subject noun phrase, Heidi's mother, it can't refer to a noun phrase embedded inside the subject noun phrase, such as Heidi. Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head. Now, similar facts are seen in 13. Next sentence, the mother of Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Herself here can refer to the mother of Heidi, but it cannot refer back to Heidi, just Heidi. So Heidi, I gets I, and herself gets I. This sentence it's wrong. Look at the trees of these sentences. You will notice a significant difference in terms of the position where the noun phrase immediately dominating Heidi is placed. in the sentence where it says Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. So here Heidi refers herself refers back to Heidi, and you see in the tree diagram where Heidi she commands herself, but in the sentence his mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini, where herself is said to refer back to Heidi and not Heidi's mother. Now here Heidi, the noun phrase Heidi, does not she command herself in the tree structure. In 14a, the circled noun phrase she commands the noun phrase dominating herself. But in 14b, it does not. It appears that the crucial relationship between an anaphor and its antecedent involves she command. Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. Heidi, she commands herself. So, in describing the relationship between an anaphor and an antecedent, we need a more specific notion than simple coindexation. This is binding. Binds. Binds is explained as if A binds B if and only if A C commands B, A C commands B, and A and B are co-indexed. Binding is a kind of co-indexation. It is co-indexation that happens when one of the two noun phrases C commands each other. Notice that co-indexation alone does not constitute binding. Binding requires both co-indexation and C command. Binding requires both co-indexation and C command. The sentence incorrect. Herself bopped Heidi on the head with a zucchini. Herself cannot cannot come in the subject position. Next sentence is also incorrect. Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini, because it's wrong, because here herself cannot refer back to Heidi, as the subject is Heidi's mother. Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. In neither of these sentences is the anaphor bound. It is not C commanded by the noun phrase it is co-indexed with. This generalization is called binding theory. This generalization of something not being C commanded by the noun phrase it is co-indexed with is the generalization, and this is called binding principle A. So binding principle A preliminary says that an anaphor must be bound. Bound means co-indexed with a noun phrase that C commands it. Remember, bound means co-indexed with a noun phrase that C commands it. If you look at the tree in 14b, where Heidi's mother bopped herself on the head with a zucchini, you'll see that the anaphor herself and the noun phrase Heidi are co-indexed. However, they are not bound, since noun phrase Heidi does not C command. Remember, Heidi, the noun phrase Heidi does not C command herself. So here herself and the noun phrase Heidi are co-indexed. However, they are not bound, since noun phrase Heidi does not C command noun phrase herself. In the incorrect sentence, herself bopped Heidi on the head with a zucchini. Here, the noun phrase herself should, in order to see command herself, Heidi should appear to the left of herself, and Heidi should be to the right, and herself should be in place of Heidi. It should be to the left. The sentence should be Heidi bopped herself on the head with a zucchini. English syntax. English syntax is built from left to right. Left to right English language. Why does it have to be in a relation like the noun phrase that is going to bind, like herself bopped Heidi, is incorrect, right? So Heidi, the noun phrase that is going to bind, should occur to the right. Why is it so? It is because you might think that these are in a binding relation, since the anaphor C commands the antecedent, but notice that this is not the way binding is defined. Binding is not a symmetric relationship. The binder or antecedent must do the C commanding of the binding anaphor or pronoun, and not the reverse. Locality conditions on the binding of anaphors. Sentence is incorrect. Heidi said that herself discode with art. Correct form: Heidi said that she discode with art. They are co-indexed appropriately, but Heidi said that herself is wrong, whereas Heidi said that she discode with art is right. Look at the tree structure of the sentence. Heidi said that herself discode with art. As you see from this tree, the anaphor is bound by its antecedent, noun phrase Heidi, C commands, noun phrase herself, and is co-indexed with it. This sentence is predicted to be grammatical by the version of Principle A presented in 17, since it meets the requirement that anaphors be bound. Surprisingly, however, the sentence is ungrammatical. Notice that the difference between a sentence like 19, that is, Heidi said that herself bopped. Heidi said that herself discode with art. Here in the ungrammatical sentence, the anaphor is in an embedded clause, that herself discode with art. The anaphor seems to need to find its antecedent in the same clause. This is called a locality constraint. The anaphor seems to need to find its antecedent in the same clause and not the embedded clause. The anaphor's antecedent must be near it or local in some way. The syntactic space in which an anaphor must find its antecedent is called a binding domain. For a moment, let's just assume that the binding domain is the clause. So, for a moment, let's just assume that the binding domain is the clause. Binding domain, the clause containing the anaphor. The clause containing the anaphor is called the binding domain. Binding domain. The definition we have given here for binding domain is clearly oversimplistic. For example, when there is a noun phrase that contains an anaphor and a noun phrase marked with apostrophe s, that NP seems to function as a binding domain. Sentence: Heidi believes any description of herself. Now, Heidi is coindexed with I, that is herself, the index number for herself. The next sentence, which is incorrect: Heidi believes Martha's description of herself. Here, Martha is the one that is describing about herself to Heidi. So, Martha, the coindexation number of Heidi is I. Heidi believes Martha's description of herself, and herself, the index of herself is I again. Now, Heidi believes Martha's description of herself is incorrect because here Heidi cannot coindex with herself. But Heidi believes Martha's description of herself, the next sentence, where Martha, the index for Martha is the same as for herself. So this sentence becomes correct. Heidi believes Martha's description of herself. Now, Martha refers to herself refers to Martha here. So Heidi believes Martha's description of herself is correct. The literature on this is extensive and beyond the scope of this textbook, but you should be aware that the definition given here needs extensive revision. Now, with this in mind, let's revise Principle A. Binding Principle A revised. It's not preliminary, it's revised. It says that an anaphor must be bound in its binding domain. Binding Principle A says that an anaphor must be bound in its binding domain. This constraint says that anaphors must find an antecedent within the clause that immediately contains them. Now, the distribution of pronouns. The distribution of pronouns. Anaphors are not the only noun phrase type with restrictions on their syntactic position. Anaphors are not the only noun phrase type with restrictions on their syntactic position. Pronouns are also restricted in where they may appear. Sentence: Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini. Now, the index of her and Heidi is different. Heidi is I, her is J. But this sentence where Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini and Heidi and her have the same index number, this sentence becomes incorrect. Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini. Now here, her cannot refer back to Heidi. That's what the sentence is. Pronouns like her in the sentence: Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini. So, pronouns like her in these sentences may not be bound, that they may not be co-indexed by a C commanding noun phrase. The sentence in 23 may only have the meaning where her refers to someone other than Heidi. Contrast this situation with the other one in which the pronoun is in an embedded clause. Heidi said that she discovered with art. She and Heidi have the same index. The next sentence, Heidi said that she discovered with art. Now here, she and Heidi have different index numbers. In this situation, a pronoun may be bound by an antecedent, but it doesn't have to be. It can be bound, as in 24a, that is, Heidi said that she discovered with art. They're bound, Heidi and she, or not bound, where she and Heidi have different indexes. Unlike the case of anaphors, which must be bound in a particular configuration, unlike the case of anaphors, pronouns seem only to have a limitation on where they cannot be bound. That is, a pronoun cannot be bound by an antecedent, that is, a clause mate, or in the same immediate clause. You'll notice that this is exactly the opposite of where anaphors are allowed. This restriction is called Principle B of the binding theory. It makes use of the term free. Free is the opposite of bound. So the definition of free is not bound. Principle B thus is that pronouns must be free in their binding domain. Pronouns should not be bound, or pronouns should not have the same index as that of its antecedent. That's what Principle B says. Pronouns must be free in their binding domain. Given that the binding domain is a clause, the ungrammaticality of 23b is explained. 23b, that is, Heidi bopped her on the head with the zucchini. So here, her should not be bound with Heidi, because if it is bound with Heidi, it becomes ungrammatical. Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini, and pronoun should be free in the binding domain, in the same binding domain. Heidi bopped her on the head with a zucchini is incorrect if her here refers to Heidi. Heidi and her are in the same clause, so they may not be bound to each other. The pronoun must be free. In 24, that is, Heidi said that she discovered with art, where she can refer to some other entity, that is, it cannot be indexed with Heidi, or that Heidi said that she discovered with art, and here her can be indexed with Heidi. Now in 24 it says that both indexings are allowed by Principle B. 24a, the pronoun isn't bound at all, so is free within its binding domain. In 24b, the situation is a little trickier. The pronoun is not bound. Heidi said that she discovered with art. The pronoun is bound. This situation is a little trickier. The pronoun is bound, but it isn't bound within its binding domain. That is, it is bound within the embedded clause. Its binder lies outside the binding domain and within the embedded clause. So the sentence is grammatical. Heidi said that she discovered with art. Our expressions have yet another distribution. The distribution of our expressions don't seem to allow any instances of binding at all, not within the binding domain and not outside it either. Wrong sentence. Heidi kissed Miriam. Art kissed Geoff. She kissed Heidi, where she and Heidi are the same entity, same index. She said that Heidi was a disco queen. Here, note that the sentence is not a violation of principle B. Heidi does not bind she here, even though they are co-indexed. This is because Heidi does not see command she. Note that even her enemies love Heidi. Her and Heidi have the same index, and it is well formed because neither NP C commands the other. So there is no binding, even if they are co-indexed. Remember, co-indexation is not the same thing as binding. In none of these sentences, kissed herself, she kissed her. These sentences can, in none of these sentences can the second noun phrase all our expressions be bound by a C commandant word. This, in and of itself, isn't terribly surprising given the fact that our expressions receive their meaning from outside the sentence, that is, from the context. That they don't get their meaning from another word in the sentence via binding is entirely expected. We do have to rule out situations like 26. So we do have to rule out situations like 26 where it says that pronouns must be free in their binding domain. The constraint that describes the distribution of our expressions is called principle C, wherein the principle C says that our expressions must be free. The principle C says that our expressions must be free. Distribution of our expressions is called principle C. Notice that principle C says nothing about a binding domain. Essentially, our expressions must be free everywhere. They cannot be bound at all. Conclusion. In this chapter, we looked at a very complex set of data concerning the distribution of different kinds of noun phrases. We saw that these different kinds of noun phrases can appear in different syntactic positions. A simple set of binding principles A, B, C governs the distribution of noun phrases. This set of building principles built upon the structural relations developed in the last chapter. In the next chapter, we are going to look at how we can develop a similarly simple set of conditions that will replace the complicated phrase structure rules set out in chapter 2. Our expression and noun phrase that gets its meaning by referring to an entity in the world. Anaphor, and noun phrase that obligatorily gets its meaning from another noun phrase in the sentence. Pronoun, a noun phrase that may but not need get its meaning, a noun phrase that may get its meaning from another noun phrase in the sentence. Antecedent, noun phrase that gives its meaning to a proper pronoun or anaphor. Index, a subscript mark that indicates what an noun phrase refers to. Coindex, two noun phrases that have the same index, I, J, K, etc., are said to be coindexed. Co-refer, two noun phrases that are coindexed are said to co-refer, that is, refer to the same entity in the word. Binds, A binds B if and only if A, C commands B and A and B are coindexed. Locality, constraint, a constraint on the grammar such that two syntactic entities must be local or near to one another. Binding domain, the clause for our purposes. Free is not bound. Principles, binding principles, principle A. The binding principles, principle A, anaphor must be bound in its binding domain. Principle B, pronouns must be free in their binding domain. Principle C, our expressions must be free.